Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. Today's reading is going to be the Valentine card they didn't send. So we're going to have a little look at somebody who may have that eye on you, or you may have an eye on them, what they think about you, what they feel about you, that type of thing, and what they would have written in their Valentine's card if circumstances allowed, or whether they had the nerve to do so. Before we start, can I say a really huge thank you to everyone who has subscribed recently. Couldn't get that out earlier. Subscribed recently. The last video I did, I think I was saying, I actually got the guts to say please subscribe, because it always feels really uncomfortable to me, and I think through the algorithm somebody might have actually heard me, and quite a few people have subscribed, so thank you so much. I hope you haven't had a call from my mum to make you subscribe. Anyway, today's reading is pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and the Valentine card they didn't send. So if you want to take your choice, and then we'll just get going. Right then, pile number 1. I get the feeling here with this blossom card here with the pink colour, makes me think of somebody who's quite smooth and soft, somebody who falls in love quite easily, somebody who has quite a childlike or a very sort of gentle, exuberant attitude towards love. A bit like a sweet puppy. And you've got the 9 of Cups here, and this is the pelican with all the fish that have actually swam into this person's mouth. So it makes me, it's not a person, it's a pelican. This makes me think or feel of somebody who things come easily to. Somebody who's very much loved by their mother. Somebody who, if it's a male, women tend to find easy to talk to. People gravitate towards this person. They just feel good in this person's company. Somebody who has a sense of ease. The Taurus here also adds to this feeling of luxuriant lifestyle, or possibly, I would say with Taurus, it always makes me think of somebody who likes matching underwear. The Taurus friends I have, they like nice things around them, and they tend to like, on other people, matching underwear. So if you're a man, make sure you've got something that matches with your underpart bits. If you're a woman, it's normally like bra and knickers, that type of thing. I don't know, matching vest, something like that. But this makes me, this is sweetness. This is kindness. This is almost like innocence. This person has this feeling of ease, things coming easy to them, and a sweet, kind quality. You've got Martin Freeman. These cards are here are not serious cards. I found them in the local supermarket. Wierd crushes British hunks. Martin Freeman has this, he's an actor. He was in The Office and The Hobbit. An unlikely heartthrobs. To me, he has a quality of, an unlikely heartthrob. Somebody who you fall in love with, who you didn't expect. So, okay, the picture I have of the person that possibly could have sent you or should have sent you a Valentine card is somebody who is at ease with themselves, somebody who is sweet-natured, somebody who people actually become attracted to. I'm not going to say against their better judgment, but almost didn't expect it. It's a type of person who, I've said this before, you may see Martin Freeman on a, God bless you Martin Freeman, on a photo, and you think, well, okay, not particularly that dishy. Well, he is, but not particularly, well, to some people he is dishy, but when you get to know them, it's almost as if they blow your socks off in some way. It's like an attraction you weren't expecting, and it's hit you. And this person is quite at ease with it. This makes me think of somebody who is good at talking to other people and good in people's company and at ease with themselves. Sweet, open, innocent. Now, I don't think you're with this person. You've got the Sun card here, and you've got what could be a travel card here. So either there's distance here, or there's just a general good feeling between the pair of you, and there's a heat. See, the 6 of spray cans is the 6 of swords, and that's either to me healing or distance. It's a process of movement, and it's normally in a good direction. So I wonder if there's distance between you. It doesn't make me think so much of a breakup. It makes me think that you are on a break, or there is distance of water and lands between you. That's not very good, is it? Or you are just going through the process of, it's like a healing feeling. I can't think how to put the words. There's a process here that goes on between people. It's almost as if, yeah, it's like an ego, but not, it's not ego like a scrap in the, when you sort of bash cars and you get off at a roundabout and have a scrap. It's that feeling of tiptoeing until you both feel comfortable. So you could both be in that process. It could be at the point where you're looking at each other. You may have exchanged small glances, phone numbers, and then you're both wondering what's happening next. I don't get the feeling that you feel like this person could hurt you, not with the Nine of Cups and the Blossom and the Taurus card and nice old Marty Freeman here. I get the feeling that you're just biding your time until you get closer. But the Four of Buckets here and the Six of Spray Cans here, Four of Buckets is the Four of Cups, and this little girl here has the heart moving away. So I do think there's distance between the pair of you. I don't think this person's with you, but it gives me the feeling that you know who it is. Kindness, sweetness, openness, distance, or just generally, this could be you wondering and not being able to grasp, not being able to get closer. This person, I wonder, has whether they have lots of people who are interested in them. This pelican's just sat there, the fish are jumping into his or her mouth. And you almost feel, it's like a, desperation's a strong word, and I don't actually mean that at all. It's more like trying to grasp onto a slippery fish. I wonder whether your person's Pisces. There's a Pisces Venus feel here. It's just the smoothness, the softness, and the fish, and the slippery quality that I'm thinking. Your person's slippery. I don't think they're slippery as in like you can't rely on them, but not with these cards here, but there's a feeling of trying to grasp and they move away, trying to grasp, they move away, and probably vice versa. I wonder whether the pair of you are, you can almost expect to get the Two of Pentacles here, where you're in and out of situations quite a lot. And you're wondering when the next one's going to happen, and then it slips out again, and then you come back again, and you're almost looking into each other's eyes, wondering what's going to come next. Let's have a look what they think of you. Let's use these ones. Let me stick these up here. You've got the Sun and you've got the World card here, which makes me wonder whether there is actually distance to do with you being either on different continents. You know what I mean? That type of big distance rather than they're in the next village. And then you've got the Three of Wands here, people looking out, people waiting, people wondering what's going to happen next. There's movement here. They see you as movement. If there isn't physical distance between the pair of you, there's been, okay, let me put it into process, into like a situation where 1, 2, 3. So the Eight of Wands here could be communication, where you've got on really well, where it's been easy to talk to them. There's been laughter, there's been jokes, there's been excitement, and it's all bubbled up and been really sort of, not intense, but sexually exciting. You know, that sort of flirty type of feeling. I mean, Mercury in Sagittarius is, it's not subtle flirting, it's just basically, oh my gosh, I'm really attracted to you, I can't handle it. The World then makes me think, I wonder if it's like a ending of one process and the beginning of something else. And the Three of Wands makes me think that you are looking out. They know that you also think that there's a connection there. And it's almost with the World card here as if there's a stop to whatever happened before this, and then there's this searching feeling. There's definitely I can't think of the words. It's like a feeling of everything coming together really easily. it's like you're mixing a cake, everything, all the ingredients, you know, everything, you know, it's going to just all dwells, it's going in well, you know, you put it in the oven and now you're almost waiting to see what's going to happen. That's what it makes me think of. Mixing the cake, this person's very sweet, very sugary, the excitement, there's movement, everything's being made, the connections there, the world card here, complete, put it in the oven, and then they think that you are hopefully as interested as they are. The Three of Wands makes me think they think that you're looking at, because this is how they see you. Excitement, new situation, wrapping up an old situation and looking out for what's going to happen next. There's a lot of movement in here. There's a lot of sweetness in this pile. There's a lot of slipping out of the grasp, being put in the oven and waiting to see what comes out. Not a bun in the oven, I hope. Not unless you want bun in the oven. If there's any chance of you working with this person, that is what is going through their mind. That is what's good English. This Ace of Pentacles and the Hermit makes me think that after your meeting, they've reflected and tried to think of some practical way to get close to you. You make them feel more grounded because you've got all these cards here, which, as I said earlier, are very sort of laid back, waiting to people to come to you, knowing that they are attractive to everybody else possibly, or just, and they can feel the attraction there with regards to you. They feel you've got on really well, and now they've switched into, I would say, a more, not mental isn't the word, yeah, hermit maybe. A more internal process of trying to get closer. Yeah, these two cards here, the Hermit, the Magician. The Hermit goes inwards and tries to work things out in a more sort of spiritual sense. They're trying to actually see what place you have in their life, where you fit, how you could possibly fit, and how things can start. Sounds rude, doesn't it? The Ace of Pentacles. The Magician is then knowing that they're very good at putting things in place in the real world and thinking how you two can get closer. They think that you are interested in them too. I do think that Eight of Pentacles is getting on well. Eight of Wands is getting on well. That sort of banter, flirty excitement. The Three of Wands here is you looking out and then them wondering how to get things moving. So this person, if they were sending you a Valentine's card in the real world, would be doing it as if they were instigating a new beginning. That could be, the Ace of Pentacles could just be a letter. It could be anything. First thing I thought of is they want to work with you, they want to spend time with you, or just do something practical with you. Probably more than a Valentine's card, actually, with the Ace of Pentacles. That would be more of a Swords card. Which, to be honest, this is Ace of Pentacles is grounded. The Magician is somebody who puts it into place. And these cards here aren't somebody who's grounded. So this is quite a compliment from somebody who probably sits back and just is quite magnetic and draws people towards them. So if there is distance, this person possibly, it's the type of person that would be planning on trying to come and see you, or vice versa. It's putting things into action. Right, what they like about you is a feeling of, sexuality. There's a Queen of Pentacles here, is somebody who owns their body. It's somebody who is, I know they say the word quite a lot, it's because I haven't got much earth in me at all, and I'm really in awe of earthy people because I don't have any. When somebody's really there and steady and grounded and planted, I just like watch them. I just think it's amazing. So Queen of Pentacles is somebody who is very much at home in their body. Sometimes they're thicker set, so there's like quite a sexy look to their body, quite somebody who's not shy but who's very smooth. I can't really explain it very well. I used to sit next to a Taurus girl once in a job, and I just used to listen to her, and anything that was thrown at her she could take, and she was never ruffled. That's the feeling, that's what they like about you. Queen of Pentacles is somebody who's not ruffled, somebody who's probably very physically attractive, somebody who is quite sensual, very at home in their body. To me, it gives me sort of Empress feeling. And the Devil here, what they like about you, it's got to be something to do with the Queen of Pentacles, has got to do with something with sexuality, because that's a really strong draw. The Queen of Pentacles to me is, and I don't know if it's me because I lack earth, and that is sexy. And the Devil card is type of, they like about you. You make them, yeah, it's almost as if you wake up their sexuality. There's not that many sexual cards until you get to the row, what they like about you. And the Ace of Swords is, to me, that's phone sex. I don't know whether there's a lot of, if already there's been some sort of sexy text, I was thinking there, yeah, sexy flirty text, that type of feeling, and you're not shy to communicate. And it's, you know, it's sort of, they enjoy that. That's what I'm getting from that. It could also be the Devil card and the Queen of Pentacles. They're quite, I know I've just said it, somebody who is in charge of their body, somebody, if this is how they see you, so they would think, if you haven't been with this person already, they would think that having a relationship, a sexual relationship with you, would be very open, very natural, very easy. You know, sometimes you think of, I'm thinking of a lot of air in somebody's chart, which could be quite giggly and fumbly and fun. This is not that. And I know this is an air card. This is sensual and straightforward and honest. And this is how they see you. This is probably how they imagine a sexual encounter with you, being very sensual and open. All right, I'm just going to start summing this up. So, this Valentine's card that hopefully you did get, but if you didn't get, this is it, is from somebody who's very easy themselves, somebody who's quite sensual, probably quite sexual themselves, and is looking for that in you. They want you to reflect the earthy, matching underwear bit in them, that love of luxuries and that sort of laid-back feeling of, this is somebody who likes to touch, somebody who likes to feel, somebody who likes to sit on the couch in the evenings. They don't want somebody who's too jittery. They want somebody they can lie back with, somebody who enjoys their body. This person probably does as well. There's no shyness here. There's definitely something to do with it. People are drawn to them because they don't expect to be, and then they are. But there's also a feeling here of distance and healing. It gives me the feeling there's a relationship that possibly has been in and out, maybe, and I don't mean in this sense, but more in a sense, there's no Two of Pentacles here. I was really expecting to see it. Where is it? Just that feeling of meeting, excitement, almost like cutting off one part of their life, going to another part of their life. They know that you are interested as they are. They know that you're also looking out for them. So I don't know whether you've actually let them know that you're attracted to them. I don't know. You make them feel reflective. They've actually gone into thinking how they can get closer to you. And not just thinking, the Hermit card here, there's also the Magician card here, as if they've got a plan of action up their sleeve. So it wouldn't surprise me. I wonder, see, I don't know. It makes me think that there's something here. You've got the Four of Cups twice. So I wonder, with the Knight of Wands, makes me think that how they see you. There's distance here, and I wonder whether they are waiting for you to do something. Let me just have a look. To me, these two cards make me think of somebody not thinking the other's interested, and with the Knight of Wands, it's almost as if they're waiting for movement. And then you're here looking out. I wonder whether you are wondering whether they're interested. It makes me think of a communication that's really hit off, been really exciting, and then it's almost sat back on a lot of wondering and thinking that this person's doing the same. If you're feeling like that with the Hermit and the Ace of Pentacles, they've actually almost trying to look at it from a wiser point, a wiser viewpoint of if we're meant to be together, possibly we'll just bump into each other, that type of feeling, especially with this laid back Nine of Cups, or, you know, time will tell. You know, if it's meant to be karma, that's what will happen. But there's a little bit more to it in the Magician. They're actually doing something than just reflecting. With the Magician here and the Ace of Pentacles. So if they are actually in the process of moving, they think that you're looking, but with the Four of Cups twice here. Okay, they may not think you're interested. Hold on. Right, okay, this is really unusual. Not unusual with this pile, but you've got two people in these cards. This is what they think you're up to, or what you think of them. You've got two cards of a person, which I'm assuming is you, with their back towards them walking away, and the Six of Wands. So this is what I'm picking up from this. And you've got the Eight of Wands here, which I said initially was a really good connection that really hit it off. There's some communication here, which I am guessing is quite flirty, quite sexual, quite exciting. And then you two have separated. There's a real feeling of distance here. You two have separated. There's a lots of wondering and waiting from both sides. And I don't know if both of you are thinking that the other isn't interested. They're basically wriggled off and trying to do something internally to get themselves ready to get closer to you. And then they actually are trying to set something in process after thinking about it. The connection with regards to them and how they see you is quite sensual, quite sexual, with a real sort of ease of communication. So I think there's some communication. I think you've talked to each other. I think it possibly, very possibly has gone past just looking stage. And it's the communication that has set the ball rolling with regards to their attraction. And then it's turned into a lot of thinking, a lot of planning, and real sort of sexual feelings. But they don't think you're there. And I think what you've both done is turned your back on each other, possibly, and then you've left each other with a feeling of feeling good. It's like a flirt, and you've gone home, they've gone home and thought, oh my God, who was that? That type of feeling. Right, I'm going to write a little note here. This is your Valentine's card. This will be very good. Right, if it was a Valentine's card, it would be something like, dear, put your name there. I saw you, we talked, it felt good. Where are you? I'm working my way back to you, babe. Sorry, with the burning love inside. And guess who? From Guess Who? P.S. Your body's hot. So somebody who has seen you, they've got themselves overexcited. I think you've communicated, and they're looking out, both of you looking out, wondering whether the other one is interested. And there's some sort of fantasizing about your body, I'm assuming, with these cards here. Fantasizing about the ease of contact physically and mentally, which I think the mental contact has already happened. The physical contact, not sure. Okay, thank you very much, pile number one. I hope that made sense to you. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope to see you again. Bye. Right, pile number two, I'm getting the feeling that the person that you should have received this card from, there has been a feeling of what I would say, very much like pile number two, started off with a real sort of blast, a shining, lovely, beautiful quality where you both saw each other and it was like you're the one, that type of feeling. And then it's sort of, I'm going to say regressed, but I don't actually think that's a harsh word. There's a little bit of backing and forward at the moment, very much like pile number 1. To me, with this Neptune card here next to the Five of Swords, the Five of Swords here has the 2 scorpions on a cliff. It makes me think of dominance and someone being dominant, the other being submissive. With Neptune, can often be quite submissive. So I wonder if there's a lot of back and forward, wondering who's going to make the first move possibly, who's more attractive, trying to find your feet. And it's possibly here, I get the feeling with this card here, that the one that's perceived as being the most dominant in the relationship actually isn't. The reason I'm saying that, this is your card of weird crushes. I found it in the supermarket, not the card, the whole pack. Richard Madeley, and he's a team with his wife and he's on British TV. Always has a Sagittarius feel about him because he shoots his mouth off and says whatever he's thinking. But he's a team with his wife, and I wonder, he seems more dominant, but I'm guessing it's often the one who appears more dominant in public actually isn't. So that's the feeling I'm getting at the moment. A feeling of playing and wondering and waiting and pushing and then waiting for the next person to make a move. Who's going to call first? Is he attracted to me? Is she attracted to me? Do they find me more attractive than I find them? Am I going to make a fool of myself? A really strong feeling here, but a real sort of smooth feeling. And one of you is really easygoing, and the other one, I suppose what I'm picking up, I don't know whether it's right or not. One of you is easygoing and the other one's, I'm guessing, more anxious. I don't even know why I'm saying that. I just got really strong feelings in the Neptune there in this card here. Physically, I'm getting a feeling of tallness and dark skin because this man here is tall, and I just feel, I don't know if that's right or not. Right, let's have a look at these two here. The Star, these cards are quite gross, but they're just different, so I do use them occasionally, but they seem a bit sort of rude. So rude. The Star is the Star, so that's a feeling of hope. That could be Aquarius with the Neptune there. It could be somebody who's Aquarius, Pisces, as the planets follow each other around the chart. The Eight of Buckets here is the Eight of Cups, so that's a feeling of there's friction, there's moving away and coming back. Five of Cans is Five of Swords, so that is basically conflict. Eight of Buckets, somebody's moved away. There's hope, but there's movement away. It makes me think a bit of play fighting. You know, a couple that really sort of get off on a bit of, let's see how attractive they are to me. If I just pull away a bit, see if they come closer. That's the feeling. There's play going on here. That Sagittarius feel, that Neptune feel, very mutable, likes to play. Likes things to move, likes to play. And the Star here, play. The Star here is like hope, but yeah, okay. The Star here is hope, and these two cards here, moving away, fighting. It's as if you're play fighting. One of you is, or both of you are making situations. Somebody put in the comments recently, which made me smile. It was an "Are you jealous?" Somebody chose the title, "Are you jealous?" And somebody wrote, yes, they knew I'd gone to Vegas, and then they sort of like called straight away, which I thought was really funny. It makes me think of somebody I knew from school, and he worked in television, and he was at something, I don't know, it was like Oscars or something big, which was quite amazing for somebody to go to school with, or interesting anyway. And he'd walked out with, I don't know, she's asked the main girl, the pretty girl out of American Beauty, and we knew his girlfriend, who was lovely. And he walked out of the Oscars with this woman, this girl, Mia, I think her name was, or something like that. And her name was Beverly. She was on the phone within seconds. Like, what are you doing? Where are you going? What party are you going to? And that made me think of that. This is what this feels like. A real sort of playful testing. So there's mutability here. You're a real pair together, is what I think. Couple, moving, backing up, pushing back, moving, pushing back, hope, but then movement away. It's like, I'm playing, but I'm really hoping you're coming back type of feeling from this person. I'm getting a sort of giddy feeling. Somebody who is silly in the best way. Somebody who pushes things to make life exciting. That Sagittarius, that Neptune feeling of, I don't think it's nasty, but I do get the feeling that you both know what you're doing and you quite enjoy it. Somebody who's got a bit of a glint in their eye, somebody who has a bit of spark in them and likes life to be playful, likes life to feel alive. And I wonder whether with these cards here, whether at times you possibly could feel that it's a bit too much. You know, I talk to quite Pisces-y people, and we talk about things like this, and I quite like this feeling. I quite like things to feel alive. And they're like, oh my God, why can't you just I know this is Pisces, why can't you just be nice in a relationship? But some people would find that too smooth. You two strike me, and I know this is your person. Okay, your person strikes me as somebody who likes a relationship to feel lively. Maybe a fiery feel and an airy feel here with a mutability. So what sounds mutable in that Sagittarius, I suppose. Okay, let's go on. So I don't know if that is your person or not, but it's a game playing and a fun game playing here. Like winking at you when they pass and they're not calling you for 3 days. That type of feeling. Naughty, right, okay. How do they see you? Okay, they see you as a force to be reckoned with. You've got the Knight of Wands here, and that feeling I've got, they want to play with you. The Knight of Wands is playful, it's adventurous, it's somebody who wants movement in life. You like this excitement, I think. I think you would be bored with a very sort of, what I was saying is sweet, lovey-dovey relationship that is kissing on the couch and going to bed early and going to sleep, that type of feeling. This is quite, the Knight of Wands and that Sagittarius-y feel here. I've got quite a few feels up here, to be honest, so you're going to have to pick which one actually, I'm going to say draws you, the draw the raise bridge there, but it's feisty, it's fun, and that's how they see you. They think that they can play with you. They probably find you quite sexual. They probably think you're not afraid to be sexually, I'm going to say sexually active, but not shy. You could be quite forward, perhaps, with your sexuality. They probably could think with the Knight of Wands that you could make the first move. And this is it. Backwards and forwards. I think you're both. And that submissive dominant, I wonder whether you're both the same, whether there isn't really the submissive. I think you take it in turns. I think you take it in turns here. The King of Cups next to the Knight of Wands just makes me think, I know it's not fire, but it's making me think of more fire here. Neptune, let me think of somebody I know. Who does this feel? Okay, my Uncle Ken. My Uncle Ken has this feeling. He was like Pisces, Sagittarius, and when he brought us up, he used to take us swimming. He taught us how to swim. He was very big-hearted, very open-hearted. This is how they see you. Somebody that includes people. We grew up on the beach, basically, we were like orphans. And he was the one that had the speedboat, and he'd always take us out in a speedboat and have all the kids there. There's something very generous nature, very open, very kind, very loving, very adventurous. And he had a naughty side to him. We used to talk to him about travelling, and he would say things like, oh yeah, obviously he was a lot older than me. You think you didn't travel in those days? Oh yes, I remember getting on the Ramblers with all those Spanish ladies winking at me, and I'm thinking, really? But he was just really sort of fun, exciting, and travel, movement, and a big-hearted, really kind feel about him. Didn't think about it, he just gave really easy, and there's a stability there. Pisces, Virgo, Sagittarius. I'm getting lots of astrological feels here, and I'm sure I've covered the whole zodiac, but there's a real mutability, movement, excitement, and a real sexy feel. They see you as being open, generous, and exciting, and they want to play. There's a stable feeling about you, which probably comes from your watery qualities, possibly of kindness, and just they're playing, but it's not mean playing, it's playing for fun. Okay, right, let's go. My battery might go in a moment. I will just, hopefully you won't even know. Yeah, you will. Good old, okay. Right. All right, this person's playing but not really. You make them feel this person's got a mask on, they're playing, they are being giddy, they are possibly just, playing hard to get possibly, but they are Judgment and the Moon. There's confusion here, but the Judgment is a bigger feel than just, I wonder. It's a feeling like they feel the connection, they're not sure where they stand, so they're almost playing it safe. Three of Swords is hurt. And you've got a couple of cards here, so it might actually be a bit bigger where the game has actually been a bit hurtful possibly, where you have actually separated for periods of time, or one of you's cut up. There's definitely game playing, and I wonder whether you may have taken it too far at times and let them think that you're not interested, and they felt the connection a little bit stronger than they thought they were going to. There's confusion and there's hurt. Naughty. That's how you make them feel, confused. You feel on her. Oh, bless. The Judgment card there is almost like an impact that they didn't expect, that they didn't think that you could have. This is, oh my Lord, okay. I don't know, and I know I've slipped between who's submissive, who's passive, and then thought you're equal. But with these cards here, how you make them feel. At the moment, this is them. They feel that you're more dominant. They're confused, but they're still trying to push you back and forward. They're still trying to play games. Distance, confusion, Neptune, the Moon. It's like somebody who started off playing games and got caught up in it. It's like somebody who's found you attractive, thought, okay, yeah, they're nice. And then there's game playing, and then they've got caught in a net. They've got caught in a net with this Judgment here, and it's hurting them a little bit. What you've done, what they like about you, okay. Oh my God, what they like about you. I think the fact you have played games and seem uninterested. 10 of Wands, heavy feelings. 4 of Cups, not interested. 5 of Pentacles, feeling totally left out in the cold. Yeah, there's something you've done to this person with regards to this game playing, which I'm beginning to wonder whether it is mainly you doing it. And they've enjoyed it to begin with, but now they've actually fallen hook, line and sinker because you beat them at their own game. Possibly, I don't know. Right, let me just quickly go through it now to sum it up, because I've just sort of felt my way through it bit by bit. Your person could be married. I get the feeling, and this could be wrong because there's lots of people watching, that they may be dark skinned, they may have dark hair, or they may be just very tall. There's got something to do with colour here. There's a real mutability here, there's a real playfulness, there's an exciting feeling, there's falling for somebody and then movement away. How they see you is almost like excitement and love and stability. You know, my Uncle Ken sort of explanation there. Don't please call yourself Uncle Ken, but there's that just feeling of being open and being adventurous and having fun with life and having fun with them. But they can see deep down that you're a really sweet, nice person. The 4 of Wands here gives stability to possibly the water and the fire here. So you're grounded, and they know deep down that you have actually played the game a little bit too well. You have beat them at their own game. And they're actually confused, and they're feeling as if there's distance now, possibly with heartache. The 10 of Swords is what they like about you, is that you've actually, that Judgment woke them up to feeling. they're playing the games. It's actually backfired on them a little bit, I think. Don't know. This is what I'm thinking, because I can't think any other way to read this. What they like about you is heavy, and there's hurt here, there's confusion, and the end one is 10 of Wands, 4 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, and this is, to me, is a feeling like they've played it too well, and they've basically pulled themselves in. Right, I'm going to take the battery out now and change it, and I'm going to come back and sum you up and then write your Valentine's card for you. Okay, right then, so let's just sum you up, but actually we'll just go straight to Valentine's card, because I think that's probably enough information. So they have basically, you played them too well at their own game, I think, and they've fallen for you, and they're finding it quite painful, and there possibly could be distance. This person, I'm not saying he's a player as in the sense of the word, like somebody who plays around in relationships. It's somebody who enjoys fun, somebody who likes a bit of back and forth, likes to feel excited, likes that connection to feel like it's moving. And I think you've done it so well that they're actually wondering whether you're interested in them at all with these cards at the end. So your Valentine card would possibly be something like this. Dear Uncle Ken, right, dear whoever, you make me feel alive. I love your attention. Where are you? Let's play again. Come back, but don't be mean. Love, blah, 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 blah. So that's the feeling I get from your power pile number 2. So be nice, please. Be nice to them, whatever you've done. Because I think that they have played the game and got a little bit deeper than they expected, possibly, and are confused. That's what I'm feeling from this pile. I hope some of that rings true for you, and I hope to see you again. Bye. Hi there, pile number 3. Let's see what's going on here. Your Valentine's card.
La música de Harry Fraud.
There's a real feeling with this pile of somebody with 2 sides to them. I think I said this in a pile a couple of days ago. I'll tell you why I'm thinking this. You've got the morning mist, which is like a pastel or a minty green in some way. Green makes me think of healing, and mixed with white makes me think of something that's a little bit more ethereal. So there's like a kindness, an innocence, sweetness, and an ability to heal in a gentle, kind, just use that word, in a sweet, kind way. Kind. Cancer here almost backs that up a little bit. There's an ability to connect to people. There's I'm not going to say kind. There's a ability to be intuitive and understand when people need help, rather than having to, when somebody comes in and helps you and it's more of a fiery sort of help, and they come in and they're fast, they've done it, and you don't need to ask them, because they just enjoy helping anyway. Very Sagittarius feel, somebody that comes in, does things quite loud but does it well, gets out. This is the type of feeling the type of feeling I get from somebody who would be looking at you and wondering when there's a correct time to do it and how you feel about it before it's actually done. And the 8 of Swords is giving me with this polar bear here, it could be, it is a polar bear or brown bear, I don't know. 8 of Swords is feeling trapped. It's like mentally trapped, and you've almost done it yourself, and it gives a Pluto feel, the fact it's under the water and coming out, and there's a coolness and coldness. So with these cards together, somebody who is watching you on the sidelines, who's quite tentative with regards to expressing their feelings to you. Okay, now this is where it changes. Now this guy, see, these are Wierd Crush's British Hunks. I got them in the supermarket because I thought it'd be quite funny. He's a former football player, I don't know him very well, and I actually Googled a business chart. I've Googled everybody's astrology chart who was on TV, because I sit there trying to guess, and I'm thinking, so Pisces, he's just so Pisces. His face is wide down here. It almost seems a bit flat as well, and he's just got that lovely quality of connecting with people, and then he laughs and he finds everything funny, and I thought, oh my God, I quite fancy you. So I was Googling him thinking, is he Pisces? Is he Pisces? I don't know. I had a feeling he was. I don't know. Sex appeal 4. Poor Chris. Charisma 9. Yeah, that's what it was. Charisma. So this man's a woman. I said man because that's there. It could be male, female. It's quite charismatic. It makes me think of somebody who's quite charismatic, but with a softer moon sign or a softer inside. Probably that Cancer there. Yeah, there's a feeling of possibly coming across as a little bit brusquer than they may be, or a little bit harder than they possibly are, and a real soft centre in this person. Because you've got the Queen of Wands here, King of Swords. This is what I was getting confused with. So this must be their outer layer, somebody who's quite competent in life, somebody who gets things moving, is quite, could be businessy type of person, somebody you know from work. The Chariot, Chariot could even be somebody who drives for a living. Now, that type of feel, just movement and a harder exterior with a soft interior. And this person's watching and waiting and wondering what's going to happen next. Okay. These cards together, the morning mist and the colours involved here, and the Eight of Swords, and that Pisces feeling that I'm picking up here in the watery makes me think of somebody quite spiritual, but I'm not saying spiritual as in they go around chanting and all very into it, that type of thing, but just somebody who is, I'm going to say, kindly aware. I don't even know what I mean by that. Somebody who sees the bigger picture but doesn't shout about it. Somebody who sees the bigger picture and does their little bit. I'm going to say this is right, a really extreme, but that Mother Teresa feel. I don't think was probably quite fiery to be able to do what she did, but there's that real sweetness and wanting the world to be a better place, and like they've gone it from a Cancerian point of view or tact of just making their little mark. Cancerians are quite enclosed within their bubble in some ways. They like family, they like to feel, and this person possibly may not be that person that's like a Sagittarius person, you know when they're there and you know their beliefs, and they touch lots of people. This Cancerian nips and it heals people in small groups. So I don't know whether that's part of their job. Pisces, teacher, healer, social worker, that type of feel. Somebody who you could feel safe with, and somebody who makes other people feel good, and this person's got that eye on you. But I don't think they almost have to wear a cloak of armour in the world, because I think that their insides are quite soft. And I always say with Neptune, it can almost feel, I know Neptune's not here, but this man is making me think Pisces, it almost feels as if your nerves are exposed. It can feel as if you're too sensitive at times. Look at his little face. Bless him. He needs a cuddle. That's your person anyway. Somebody who's, I think, is very sensitive, keeps a lot inside themselves and always comes out. I'm not saying with a brusque exterior, but you won't see it. The Chariot is forceful. The Queen of Wands is forceful. The King of Swords is very sort of intellectual. So they may be very good with their words, and they may hide their vulnerabilities very well. Right, okay. Next one. They see you as they see themselves. You've got the Eight of Wands, which has possibly got some feel of the Queen of Wands here. There's movement, there's excitement, there's the ability to communicate. There's an enthusiastic feeling of perhaps when you get together, of it just sparking. the communication just be really good. The Chariot there is quite forceful. So they see the excitement in this. There's like a touch of fire here. The Page of Pentacles, almost to me, it's like excitement, and then it earths it a little bit, and it earths in a small way so this person can connect with you on their more vulnerable side. And the Moon again, the Moon is Cancer. They can see the vulnerability in you, and it makes them feel at home. To be honest, it makes me think of Moon connections in synastry. There's excitement, possibly of initial contact. I don't think with the Eight of Swords here, that it makes me feel like they're watching you and they've trapped themselves with their own insecurities. But I don't think from these cards here that they're fearful of you. They feel as if they could possibly come out of their shell a little bit with you. These two cards make me think of Virgo and Cancer. And Cancer can be very straight. Both Virgo and Cancer. And I always think when I meet these people, they're going to be really sweet and this mixture together, and really sweet, but they're actually very straight when they talk, and they're extremely kind in their actions and what they do and the way they think, but sometimes their speech can be very straightforward, and it always shocks me. So I wonder whether you're both very similar. What they see about you is that they think that you're the same as them. You're good at living life and looking as if it's this exterior feel. There's a spark there. There's a spark there when you talk. There's a spark there when you communicate. But they can see inside you, and that connection has got a moon feel. It's got the softer centre in both of you connects. That's what they see. Okay, I'm getting a feeling here of a relationship that possibly there's a huge connection there, but it can't be played out. I'll tell you why. You've got the Sun here, how you make them feel. The Sun it's like sunbathing on a cold May morning and the sun comes out and it's really warm. It's like swimming underwater and then coming out, just breaking above the waves, and then you're there and it makes everything just feel right. There's warmth, there's openness, there's spontaneity. It's got a childlike feel of basically being able to declare your innermost thoughts, innermost feelings without being laughed at. That's how you make them feel. You make them feel safe, you make them feel alive. But there's still the Nine of Swords here. So this is what's making me think, and there's a lot of fantasizing here. This quite strongly, is there such a word, makes me feel that there's attraction there and a blockage. Something that's stopping this relationship, stopping you getting together. The feelings are strong, the draw's strong, but there's something there that's not moving, because there's anxiety and there's daydreaming next to this Sun card, which is beautiful, and then it's almost as if can't get to you feeling. Look at his little face, he's looking at me. Oh. Okay. Oh, bless. Stop looking. They like about you, the Chariot, they come up as the Chariot. They like about you, it's like a mixture of fire and water here. They like about you the fact that they like about you because you make life exciting. You make life move forward. You pull together the two parts of themselves. You pull together the watery part, perhaps the more sensitive parts, and the part that they play on their outside, the harder parts, the more cool, the more in control parts together. You make them feel as if their personality gels together, as if they're accepted with how they are and who they are. You often find with people, especially with charts that are like two parts that just don't fit together, probably a bit like fire and earth, that they often feel like they're split personalities. And I wonder whether your person feels like that. And then you may be quite similar. With the Chariot card here, it's just putting two things together. And that first thing I think I said it on this one, was that this person is two parts because of the outward and the inward. And what they like about you is that they see that in you, and you seem to let it flow a lot easier. I wonder if they just admire that in you. Possibly a work connection, which may go back to these cards here of there being a blockage. The Nine of Cups again, under the sun. You're like a wish come true. But if it's not a work connection, they know that they will have to work, or the relationship, what they like about you, I wonder if you've given the impression that you would, you could possibly want to work to make this relationship work. Sorry, I didn't say that very well. You have it inside you to be able to make this move forward. This is a really sort of sweet pile. Do you know, it makes me think of it makes me think if you, I don't know, so let's say you're 30 and you'd met 22 years ago and you were in a playground, or you'd met in some, a park or something, that there would have been a real sweet connection here. And a bond and a bind there that you knew you wouldn't hurt each other because you're both very similar. It's not got a really strong, I haven't really looked into that, but it's not that, there's a sexual connection here, but it's almost as if there's excitement in communication, and there's an excitement that possibly could suggest sexual feelings. But to me, it feels as if it's just at this moment, at this connection of somebody that just makes you feel straightforward, good about yourself. This person just has an edge of vulnerability about them, and I wonder whether they think that they think that you're similar, not that you're vulnerable, they think that you do your job really well with your body and your insides and your internal workings and your mind, and they almost want to emulate it in some way. It's a healing feel here. Of course, right from the very beginning. A real sort of healing quality. And I know that relationships often are a sense of healing, even if we have to do it ourselves. The painful the relationships, we have to heal ourselves and realise that's not any use to me anymore. I don't need that in my life. This one feels as if you two, Jupiter, Venus, Jupiter, Moon contacts, as if you two heal each other because of your similarities. Okay, right. I'm going to write your Valentine's card now from this lovely man. Let me get his little face out again. Oh, there he is. Hey, Chris. Oh, bless him. Chris. I love you, Chris. Okay, what would they say? Okay, so this is what Chris is saying to you. No, not really. Dear so-and-so, from the moment I saw you, that wasn't very romantic, was it? Dear, let's think of a really romantic name. I can't. All I can think of a really sarcastic name, so I'm going to leave it. From the moment I saw you, I knew you were the one. I felt as if I connected with you. I connect with you like no one else. Even if we can't get it together right now, know that I adore you. Okay, right. That's the feeling I'm getting from that pile number 3. If you can think of a romantic name, please put it in the comments section. I was thinking Ethel was the first one. I know I said it before, so I didn't put that down. But thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope some of it you could pull something from it, the bits that made sense to you, and I hope to see you again. Bye.